NCAA Latest, Michigan beats Montana in last game of nightCBK headlines, AP photo, Tony Gutierrez, by the Associated Press. The latest on the NCAA Tournament, all times Eastern, 12:45 a.m. Charles Matthews had 20 points and 11 rebounds. Michigan locked down on defense and the third-seeded Wolverines beat Montana 61-47 in a plotting first-round NCAA Tournament game Thursday night. Michigan, 29-7, trailed by 10 in the opening minutes, struggled to get into rhythm until late in the first half, and never really went on a big run to seize control of the game. Instead, coach John Beilein's team methodically drew away over a long period of the second half when No. 14-seed Montana, 25-8, failed to score, and chugged into a matchup with 6-seeded Houston, a last-second winner over San Diego State, in the second round of the West region. Michael O'Guin and Ahmad Rory scored 15 points apiece to lead the Grizzlies. Perhaps the Wolverines were a bit rusty by the long layoff after the Big Ten tournament, which was moved up a week so that it could be played at Madison Square Garden this year, because it was the plucky Big Sky champions who roared to the game's first 10 points, 12:10 a.m. St. Bonaventure's postseason run is in trouble 2 days after the Bonnies won their first NCAA tournament game in 48 years. Igor Kolichev has 13 points to lead Florida, which was leading 54-37 with less than 10 minutes remaining in an East Region first-round game. The Gators have reached the Elite Eight in their past 5 trips to the tournament. A whirlwind week has caught up with St. Bonaventure. The Bonnies are shooting 28% and have just 9 field goals. The Bonnies were practicing about 12 hours after arriving in Dallas. They beat UCLA in a first 4-game in Dayton, Ohio, on Tuesday. Courtney Stockard, who scored 26 points in the win over the Bruins, was leading St. Bonaventure with 11 points, 11:55 p.m. Arizona's surprise loss to Buffalo means the Pac-12 is now packed-done. It's the first time since 1986 that the conference went winless in the NCAA tournament. Arizona, Utah and Washington all lost their opening games that year. It's a disappointing end for the conference that only put 3 teams in the field and lost UCLA and Arizona State in the first 4 in Dayton. Less than 10% of fans with brackets in ESPN and Yahoo Games selected Buffalo to win. About 5% picked Arizona as the national champion, 11:50 p.m. John Petty scored 20 points and hit a lay three-pointer that helped clinch No. 9-seed Alabama's 86-83 win over Virginia Tech in the first round of the NCAA tournament on Friday night. Petty hit 3 that made it 75-70 and gave the Crimson Tide 20-15, just enough breathing to hang on and advance to play top-seeded Villanova on Saturday. The 8th-seeded Hokies had a little bit of spark left. They had clutch steal from Justin Robinson and he ended up crashing the lane for an apparent basket that was whistled off because of a charge. Virginia Tech coach Buzz Williams, his voice already hoarse, erupted on the sideline and was hit with a technical foul. Colin Sexton led Alabama with 25 points. Robinson scored 19 points and Justin Bibbs had 17 points for the Hokies, 21-12. Sexton's matchup against Villanova point guard Jalen Brunson should make a great matchup in the second round, 11:45 p.m. The second half of Michigan's game against Montana in the West region was delayed for about 5 minutes with 17:53 to go when the power running the shot clocks went out. The Wolverines had just stretched their lead to 38-30 on a three-pointer by Xavier Simpson when the clocks froze at 15 seconds. The officials whistled the game to a halt, and it took a lengthy amount of time and a bunch of guys wearing suits to figure out what to do. The control board was swapped out and the game eventually resumed, 11:20 p.m. Buffalo is giving Arizona fits with its quickness. The Bulls are repeatedly getting to the rim for baskets and have collapsed on defense to force the Wildcats to shoot from the perimeter. The 13th-seeded Bulls lead number 4-seed Arizona 65-55 midway through the second half in Boise, 11:15 p.m. Montana is giving 3rd-seeded Michigan everything it can handle in the first round of their West Regional matchup, scoring the game's first 10 points and trailing just 31-28 at halftime. Perhaps the Wolverines were a bit rusty by the long layoff between the Big Ten tournament and the start of the NCAA tournament. They haven't played in well over a week. Michigan would be in worse shape if not for Charles Matthews, who has 12 points and 7 rebounds. He's 6 for 8 from the field, providing the Big Ten champs their only consistent defense, 10:20 p.m. Justin Bibbs hit all 3 three-pointers to help 9th-seeded Virginia Tech grab a 43-41 lead over Alabama at halftime. Bibbs had 11 points in the half and the Hokies were an impressive 7 of 9 from three-point range. The ninth-seeded Crimson Tide shot a solid 60% from the floor to keep this opening round game close. Virginia Tech coach Buzz Williams must have been a screamer on the sideline. He was hoarse during his halftime interview. The winner gets top-seeded Villanova on Saturday, 10:10 p.m. Rob Gray drove for a windmilling layup that just trickled over the rim with 1.1 seconds left, and Trey Call's off-balance three-pointer at the buzzer was no good, giving no. 6-seed Houston a 67-65 victory over San Diego State in the first round of the NCAA Tournament on Thursday night. Devin Watson had just tied the game for the Aztecs with a turnaround three-pointer, his second in a matter of seconds, when Gray dribbled up floor with 29 seconds left. He allowed the clock to tick down to 6 seconds before crossing over, scooting under two defenders and scooping up his shot. Layup gave him